Hello everybody and welcome. So I'm gonna kind of go over some tips and tricks for new players that are just coming into the game. So we're back here at Vault 76. So there's two paths you can go here. You can go right or left. I would suggest first going left, coming down here, check to see if anybody's. So these are donation boxes. Sometimes high-level players will throw low-level equipment in here for newer players, and you could come over here and maybe there might be a gun that you like or anything of that sort. And then you go over here and you talk to these guys, and they'll tell you to go to Wayward. Wayward is right here, but you can ask them for a weapon. If you decide to go for that weapon, there is another way of getting a weapon, unless they moved it since the last time I talked. So you can come over here, and there will be a pipe pistol. So you can take this, grab the pipe pistol. When you pull it out, you can come over here. You can kill these enemies here, which I do believe probably die in four or three shots to the head if you can get it done. But the whole point of coming over here is that there's actually quite a few ammo boxes. So I'm just going to take out these guys real quick. Human enemies, or humanoid enemies, can drop ammo of the weapon that you use. So whatever weapon you use, they will drop ammo for. So is this one of the buses? Yes. So sometimes you'll find a couple of things. You could find ammunition here, some boiled water, just a little bit of loot here, but what you're wanting to do is come down here. So when you come down here, there's actually loot over here by this tank. There will be some more ghouls. See, that one decided to drop me blaster ammunition. So there will be a ammo box here, a first aid where you can get a stim pack. This is like a disease cure, dirty water. They can't have other things in there. And then there's more in here. So these have a chance of having ammo in them. They're not always guaranteed, so you can get lucky and all these be filled up with ammo. There are perk cards that if you want to like come over here and loot some ammo if you're running low on ammo, there are perk cards under the luck tree that do give you more ammo, and I'll show that off here in a minute. So there is just other stuff that you can loot over here. There isn't as much, but there's definitely more ammo boxes. You can find some normal junk loot, some more ammo, some 10mm rounds, another duffel bag. So we've got a foot locker that can just have an arrangement of stuff. And then those normally either have clothes or junk in them. So now that you've done this, you can now make your way over to Wayward. So to make your way to Wayward, you will go down this path here. They used to actually, I think they used to sit right here, but they've changed that. There's some more ghouls down this way. So you'll make your way down through here. So there's a little path through here, and it'll lead you to about right here. So the lumber mill has got a few things in it. You could also visit Wixon Homestead, but what you're trying to go to is the Wayward. This is kind of like where most new players kind of like group up, and you could either talk and make friends, just have people to play with. So there is a mic system in the game. Right now I have it set to my period on the keyboard. but you have to set whatever mic you want to use as your default mic on your PC. So you'd go to the sound settings, like press the Windows key and then go to your sound settings in order to set up your main mic, and then you could set a key to it. Players are very friendly. These donation boxes can also hold ammo of your weapon as well, so do kind of keep that in mind as well. But there's normally a lot of higher level players will come over here and like give you loot. If you're just looking for people to play with, you can legit ask anybody. A lot of the community is friendly and will legit just play with you. Now, if you are a girl, there are some creeps. That's just kind of just the usual, but most people are normally pretty cool in this game. I mean, no matter what, there's always going to be that one person that's just going to be an ass that ruins it for the community. But there's a lot more good people in this community than there are bad. Like, I'd probably say there might be like a 3% margin of bad players in this game, which is actually really low. So you could also come over here and you can do a weapons workbench, and you probably might not have a lot of recipes, but a lot of higher level players will come over here and drop weapons for your level. So Wayward is the main quest line, and it is how you unlock gold bullion. So with gold bullion, you can do all sorts of stuff with it. It is used for mods in the T65, Hellcat. So at the end, you'll go to this vault over here, and then you'll be able to spend your gold bullion. It will ask you to either side with the Foundation, which is here, or the Crater, which is here. I think these are automatically either shown or you unlock them, but they are a free travel site, which does make it a lot easier to get around. So if you are a power armor user, it's probably better to go Crater. If you are a stealth build, it is better to go Foundation. I will not tell you why, just for spoiler reasons, but that's the path you want to go. So, things that you can do in the game. So, there are legendary creatures just like Fallout 4. They go up to 3 stars. So there's not the usual 1-star legend or just legendary creature and it just gives you a random legendary effect. These weapons can have multiples of effects. So let's just go to my vampire plasma. It is a vampires, which heals 25 faster weapon speed and 25 less action points. So these legendary creatures range from 1 star to 3 star. So with that, I did not mean to equip that, but oh well. They are now guaranteed to drop whatever star they are. That used to not be the thing. They have changed that, and it is the thing now. So if you find a 3-star legendary, it will give 3-star legendaries. So for new players, you might want to join events. So there will be random events. So like test your metal. This is really good for caps. Really good. It also has 3-star legendaries in it that are guaranteed. I think up to 2. It can have more. With that being said, it also drops Botsmith armor plants, and it normally tells you right here whenever you click on it what it can give. It'll give legendary cores, which allows you to reroll your own legendaries. So if you don't like a legendary, you can script it. So if you want to look at events, public events are always a free travel. So you don't have to worry about spending caps in order to do it. So if you're wanting to learn how to script, you'll come over here to the Rusty Pick. So if you want to learn how to go here, you'll take about this road. You can... So, actually, it would be better to head up here, up the hill, travel through here, and kind of work your way through. So you'll come through this road here, you'll come through, you'll go through the fire department, and you'll hit the Rusty Pick. So the Rusty Pick is where you can get legendary modules that will allow you to reroll legendary effects on your weapons. You can only get so many per day. I like to say it is, let's see here, 500 script a day. I like to say if it's 50 each, that's 10 legendary modules a day. So there are other things. There is Vault Steel Scrap, which is used for certain armors. You can just, however, just gamble and just get random legendary 3-star weapons. This is cheaper, but it is completely random. If you're trying to roll for a certain weapon, on certain rolls on a certain weapon, you always do legendary modules. So in order to get script, you come over to one of these machines. They can be in multiple places. A lot of times they are found in trade stations. So you come over here, you go to the weapons, and you legit trade them in for script. 3-star weapons trade for 40 script per, so if you want to maximize your amount per day, you probably need at least about 12 3-star legendaries per day, which is a lot. It's definitely a grind. It used to be a lot less, and the people that played a lot just kind of got time gated on a lot of stuff. They've definitely made some improvements to the game. And the next thing I want to talk about is gold bullion. So gold bullion is gotten through notes. These notes can be traded in for gold bullion. They give a variety of different things. They can give augments for certain power armors that are considered late game power armors. I did not mean to go underneath here. But this actually places me like right where I need to be though. So you can either trade in gold bullion either at Foundation or Crater. I think there are some more spots that you can trade in, but I can't remember. I might be talking out of my ass on that one. I think that's just over here. So you come over here, gold press. Let's see here. I actually haven't traded any of my gold bullion. You'll get treasury notes. It'll take about 40 of these treasury notes per day to get your gold bullion that you are allowed per day. To get these, you just do events. So if you come over here, we go over to Tester Metal, you do this, you get treasury notes. And then the amount of treasury notes depends on the difficulty of the event as well. While nuke events give the most amount of treasury notes, as well as giving high amounts of just legendary weapons in general, and is a really good farm, as well as bosses giving flux, which is used for a lot of different things that are for modding power armors, as well as going for prime augments on weapons.
I just don't get it.
So this is for the... You could build up these. The gold bullion is kind of more of a late game content. Scripts kind of like can be early game, definitely mid game content, and late game content. It's just kind of all around. Just you're always going to be doing it. Gold bullion is a good one to work on, just to kind of have it built up, because these take a lot of gold bullion. So we'll come over here to Samuel. So some of these cost like 3,000 gold bullion. That is close to probably like 7 days of trading in gold bullion at the max amount.
Yins or use.
That's just kind of a rough estimate, but those are kind of the big, kind of the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of things that you do in Fallout 76. So we'll go over to camps, and I'm going to show you some weapons for starters that you can start off with. I do believe you guys start off with the bow blueprint. Bows are pretty nice in the fact that they have a chance of always giving the ammo that you use back. I like to say it's like a 50-50. So, here is a camp. If you want to make your own camp, they cannot be so close to a landmark. And in order to do this, you press tab and you press Z. And then you'll place down a little deal where you can build your camp. I will show you guys that here in a second, but I'm going to show you weapons. My ADHD is kind of making me bounce all over the place, so if this is a lot of information, I'm very sorry that I'm kind of like rushing through this to kind of reach a 20-minute mark here. But you can get aboard. Golf Club is a low level. Knuckles is a low level. Knuckles is a really good one if you can get some strength build up, as it is a fist weapon and is one of the easier melee weapons to build for. So we've got a walking cane that can be level 1. So you've got the sheep's watch staff that's level 10, so you can look forward to that at level 10. The Electro Enforcer, sadly, is a unique event that you guys probably won't be able to get right now, but I'm assuming they would probably bring that event soon. So you've got an Auto Axe, which you can get at level 20, which is really good. The bad part is it is locked behind another mechanic in the game, which I'll talk about here in a second. So the Bear Arm, level 20. So a lot of these weapons are low-level weapons, like a Hatchet, the Fire Axe, which is 5, Cultist Blade, 10. A lot of your daggers do have increased damage on stealth attacks. The Meat Hook actually used to be one of the best weapons in game because it double dipped in multiple deals. It double dipped in one-handed melee cards as well as fist weapon cards. So it kind of double dipped in that kind of category. They removed that, so it's just kind of overall alright now. You've got Mr. Handy's Buzzblade. Got a Revolutionary Sword that you have at level 10. You can get a Sickle, which I've actually never really used the Sickle, so I don't know how it plays. And then you've got your, like, uniques right here. You got your Unstoppable Monster, and you've got a Warglaive, which is unlocked later into the game. And then just so forth and so forth. One of the big ones, go to machines, the bow. This is one of the weapons I was talking about. If you find a high level player, talk to them and ask them to make you a bow. It's probably one of the best early game stealth weapons in the game. You could also make a 10mm pistol. This is actually a pretty decent weapon early game. The bow is just good because you get a lot of your ammunition back. The bad part about the bow, in order to craft the ammunition, it takes aluminum, which can be a pain resource because it's used in a lot of things. Alright, next up. One of the last mechanics. Expeditions. As well as daily ops. These kind of run similar. Daily ops is kind of like a dungeon run almost. You complete it under a certain time and you get certain rewards, and it's got certain modifications, like The enemies in groups will heal. They've got deadly armor piercing attacks, which means they ignore all armor. The only way to get damage reduction is through percent damage reduction, which is through either legendary effects or certain things like power armor. Expedition's kind of similar to this. So you have the Atlantic City and you have the Pit, which is where it goes over old games. In order to do this, you need to go to White Springs and kind of do like a little mini quest over here. I'll do that in a separate video, but these expeditions give tokens which can be used over here. Oh, that's the wrong one. So there's two of them that you can fast travel. You can do this. So if you come over here, these can be traded. Those coupons can be traded in for all sorts of stuff. They can range from being early game weapons all the way to just late game stuff in general. One being one of the best power armors in game, which I will show you here in a second.
You might not need it, but I guarantee somebody else does. If you got some spare supplies burning a hole in your pocket, why not help us help
Where
others?
is it? Oh, right over here.
If you're feeling under the weather.
So you come over here, you talk to this guy, you'll trade stamps. So you can get all the way to camp items, all the way to certain weapons, as well as just outfits, weapons, armor. So you've got Jersey Devil plushie, Overgrown Elder Tube. Those are camp items. So let's go down to Union. The Union power armor. So this is how you get the Union cooling vents, the mods, as well as just the armor set in general. It is a really good armor set. But that's where you go to trade your coupons at. This is where you go in order to start the quest you need in order to do expeditions. So that is another one of the mid-game... I'd probably consider it mid-game content. You can do it early game. It'd be very rough doing it by yourself. That kind of goes for kind of the big kind of things to go over in the game. It is a lot of information. Some other things to do, at least kind of tips for beginner players, is I would just say just kind of I've kind of went over the big important ones for you guys. I've kind of went into some of the late game content. I'm sorry about that. But the big ones you want is the Rusty Pick. Just do events and just kind of trade in your bullion and just kind of stack it up for later. And just do quest. For when doing quest, there will always be like this marker here where it's telling you where to go. And you have just these markers. You'll see those on your map telling you where to go to do your quests. So when you're doing quests, you can go over to data. You can set your main quests right through here, and it'll tell you where to go. I hope you'll enjoyed the information. I'll kind of probably do a more than one kind of tips thing going on here. There's just a lot to cover in this game. There's honestly a lot of content to this game. I've just probably scratched just a little bit of it. But for the newer players, I'd listen to probably the first 10 minutes. And I'll probably, well, if my account's set up for it yet, but probably put bookmarks for it on there. For some weird reason, I don't know why, but they just haven't been able to let me do that. I hope you guys enjoyed the information from this video. It is a lot to go through. I did kind of rush through a lot of it. The biggest thing is the community in this game. If you're looking for somebody to play, you can always walk up to them and ask them. Some of these people just roam around just looking for people to play. For a long time before people gave this game a chance, some people really don't have a lot of people to play this game with because a lot of people just wouldn't give it the chance. This is probably the saddest thing of this game, is like, I enjoy this game. I did find people to play this game with, but not all people are lucky like that. The community is very nice, and if you just walk up to somebody, ask them, hey, can I play with you? They most definitely will. So, that's just kind of the rough thing of the game, is just the community of this game makes it great. Is this game the best Fallout in the series? I'd probably say no. Is it still a good game? Yeah, I say it's a good game now. I don't consider it the best, but I don't consider it a piece of shit either. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all next time.